Hey, good day, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn, founder of Active Trend Trading. Hey, I want to welcome you to this new video that we're going to be doing on a weekly basis around Wednesday every week. And it's basically called Stock and Option Swing Trades from the Active Trend Trader Weekly Update. So with no further ado, let's get to the charts. As you can see here, basically, I've got a chart, first one up here of the SPYs. And we can basically go back. Spiders have been doing okay. You know, they represent the S&P. So what's been going on with this S&P? As you see, today's action, this is a daily chart, we are falling down to lower levels of support. I want to be keeping an eye on, and let me get my drawing tools up here. I want to be keeping an eye on this little support area right in here, okay? That's where buyers came in last time to pop this back up. Will buyers come in again this time? Some of the things that are of concern for this chart are pretty straightforward. One is the two measurements of momentum that I have are pointing to the downside and accelerating. That oftentimes means that we're going to basically get some additional downside. However, we are approaching areas where we tend to turn around. Will that happen? When I say that, tend to turn around, on my market forecast, my two shorter term momentum lines are down in the lower reversal zone. Usually when we get a two-line cluster like this, sometimes within 1 to 5 days, we're going to get a little bit of a bounce. Would a bounce surprise us? No. But I'll be highlighting a couple of places for doing option trades. One is a rebound up towards the 8 and 20-day moving average, which have now crossed down. Price action on this S&P is now below the what? The 8, the 20, the 34, and the 50-day moving average. And so that's can be indicative that we may get some more downside. I would want to see us prove ourselves down around the, let's see, what level is this? Let's see if we can prove ourselves down about the 322 area for a potential bounce to the upside. Now, I'm not a big proponent on trading S&P, but one of the other things you want to keep in mind is this last pullback. How far have we pulled back right now? Are we even close to a correction? As you see, the pullback has been 7.59%. Corrections start at 10%. So right now we're still within a pullback within kind of an uptrend, but we're sliding into a trend to the side. And we take a look at this on a weekly chart. What do we see on the weekly chart? Just something similar. We basically had a nice bounce back up from March. We came up, hit the new highs. Now we're pulling back into levels of support. Again, that 322 level is supported by these two breakout levels right there at about the 320. Well, what about our buddy, the NASDAQ? And we'll let that be respective of the Qs. Q, Q, Q. Q, 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 Q. As you see, what we've got on Qs, and I'll leave this on for just a couple of seconds here, is I drew a Fibonacci from the low back in September back up to the high that we just reached mid part of October. And where are we pulling back into? We're pulling back into the what I call the magic fib box. We have dropped the 618, and so let's see what happens from there. We had a gap down. I'll basically take this out of here. Okay, I was closing out a position. That was fun. Let's see, remove that drawing. Again, we're pulling back into a level where we found support previously. The TSI, which is one of my favorite momentum indicators, is pushing back down towards the lower reversal, has not reversed yet. One of the things that many traders have a struggle with is interpreting and knowing how to apply price action to what they're seeing with their momentum indicators. When this rolled over way back in the first part of October, or middle part of October, we basically were saying, hey, we want to be very careful. And we actually took some short positions or some bearish positions on IWM. As you see, we're pushing down. No signal to jump back into a long trade on this. I would basically apply the same philosophy of if I get a pull back up into this little gap here, look for a trade to the downside with either stocks or either doing the leverage ETF or doing the an option, either a put or a bear call spread on the Qs. What about IWM? IWM was showing, or the Russell was showing some really good resilience, and now it's kind of falling, I won't say falling apart, but showing something very similar. Acceleration to the downside on the momentum, both on the market forecast and the daily. Oftentimes that'll happen where we'll push on down to, it has to these lower levels where support came in before, and we see that's where that's the high side of where buyers came in before, right towards today's lows. And we've got a whole basically range of support where buyers came in last time that range all the way from today's low, which is 153, all the way down to this level here, which the low there is 142. So we have about $11 range there where we could anticipate some kind of a rebound and bounce. Flip over to the weekly. What is the weekly telling us? Well, similar type situation. Again, strong levels of support where we basically broke out where the buyers are currently sitting there, waiting to basically try to buy to take it back up. Will they step in and stop the fall? We don't know yet. We'll keep an eye on that. But as you can see, we are pushing down. So, hey, a couple of the stocks, and normally I would go into what's my Power Rank Elite watch list, which I put that out on a weekly basis. If you're interested in getting that, just send me an email to dww@activetrenddtrading.com. I'll be glad to get you on the list to receive this, premium Power Rank Elite watch list. The secret of that watch list is that basically I've gone through over 500 stocks that appear on the IBD premium watch list, the 13 premium watch list from IBD, and I've basically pulled out the ones that show the best fundamentals and also that are closer to a potential turnaround. So that's what is, and I provide that to people just, basically free every week, but you got to be a subscriber to at least the free information from Active Trend Trading. So let me know, we'll get you hooked up. So we had, this week isn't a week of earnings, especially on the 4 of the top 5, 4 major movers, which is Facebook. What can we anticipate? They report after hours today. So a lot of what we're seeing is, what's going to happen with Facebook. Let's take a look at that. Right now, I am not in a position in Facebook, but again, they report after hours, not today, but tomorrow. So we may get a little bit of rebound. No kind of a setup whatsoever to actually take a position in Facebook. But if, depending on how they report out, again, they're working on a slight, a slow growth, slow path uptrend. And we'll see if that holds up or not. One of the things that I'll be looking at is, will it hold this trend line? Right about there. Will it hold that trend line? If it breaks down below that, we're probably going to go down and retest about the 246 level. It may all happen after Thursday's close. Friday might be a very exciting day for for everything. And then also we have Alphabet, or if you're still old school, you're going to call it Google. Again, Google is basically following the path of the NASDAQ, pretty much so, gap down, and we're dropping down to new lows. Again, earnings after the market, yes, tomorrow. And so I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm not going to try to trade it. I'm not trying to get into it. I'll trade it after the earnings, after it sets itself up again, and then Apple, Amazon basically got racked up today pretty good to the downside. We'll see if, of course, on a $3,000 stock, it's not probably going to, yeah, it's not huge, but it's getting right back into a level of support down here. Here's it has a new swing high, swing low right there. So if it breaks that, we're probably going to go on down to the bottom of the Keltner channel this here. For where it will find, potential support in that area there. Let's see, last but not least is our buddy Apple. Okay, Apple was looking like it wanted to break, not break out, but push up to higher highs going into earnings. However, the market's down today because of supposedly significant increases in the coronavirus, and also just the unknowns surrounding the election. So we'll see where this goes from here. Again, it is pushing back down. For those of you who like the TSI or trading it, right here, this little signal right here, it looked like we were going to get a cross back up to the upside, and that's what we call basically a squeeze on the TSI. It did not cross, and so that was kind of a fake out type move, and now we're dropping down to new lows. Again, Apple, I'll look to trade it after both doing options and also potentially buying Apple going after the earnings report after market tomorrow. And so that's what we've got going with that. And so what else we got going on? I'll throw one more on this, a bonus. Netflix. Might as well cover all of the fangs. Netflix. Netflix was looking kind of interesting a little bit earlier on. I'm not ready to necessarily buy Netflix. I think Netflix has got some significant issues going on with inside the company. However, what we've got here is it is holding up this level here at a past level of strong support. So buyers have come in here before. The momentum lines that I'm following are starting to turn around, close to the lower reversal signal on the market forecast. And so if you want to know more about the market forecast and also the TSI, I do have a couple of videos that are up on YouTube that you may want to take a look at. So that's what we have today. That's what we have today on what's going on with the market. If you like this midweek kind of update on some of the things I'm looking at to trade, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. Send me an email. And if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please join us because we, one, have a lot of fun, but we also show some really great trading. If you like this new concept of the midweek kind of update, again, let your friends know about it. And we'll talk to you later. This is the Active Trend Trader. That's me, Dennis Wilborn. Aloha. God bless everybody.